Morning, guys. Thank you for joining us on Instinctive Addiction Archery. Boy, we got a good one here for you today. Okay, we're going to deal with something today that is very, very important, extremely important for accuracy. Accuracy, that's right. Now, whether you're shooting the 3D range, whether you're shooting targets in your backyard, it makes no difference. But I'm going to share something with you that's not commonly shared, guys. You know, it's no secret from seasoned shooters all over the world, but it's not shared a whole lot with the average guy that's trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to improve my accuracy out here in the yard? How can I tighten my groups up, especially if you're shooting instinctive? Guys, this is the most critical part of your shot process that I can possibly share with you. Besides your anchor and release, this is it, okay? Check it out. All right, I got two bows here with me today to demonstrate. I've got a 40-pound carbon vapor and a 35-pound C2 recurve, okay? Both bows that I commonly shoot 3D with, okay? Because I love the pounds. I love these pounds. They're so incredibly smooth. But let's just say that you are working on your shot process. You're out in the yard, you're shooting and shooting and shooting, and your groups are just not tight. You're not really grouping tight. Well, I'm going to share this with you guys, and I'll promise you, if you go out there and try it, you will see a major difference. Okay. It's about your stance. That's right. Your stance is more critical than you could ever possibly imagine, ever, in shooting consistent. And guys, that's what it's all about. It's about shooting consistent, over and over and over and over, doing the exact same thing. Executing that shot is the same way every single time. The bow will do its job if you do yours. All right, so let's just say I have got, for instance, that hog target out there. Normally, most people, when they get ready to shoot a target, what do? They step into the target. They step into it, they line up their bow, they draw, and they shoot it, right? Well, when I'm in that position, guess what? I'm stepped in toward that target, but I'm drawing with my elbow and my arm. My back, my shoulder blades are nowhere near coming together. Nowhere near. No back tension is involved in that shot. So guess what? It would cause me, if I'm stepped in, it would cause me to be able to move a whole lot, right and left. In other words, it's very hard to hold your bow arm steady enough, even with a 40-pound bow, to execute shot after shot after shot the same. Very hard. Well, what happens when you do what I'm about to tell you, it completely does away with that. In other words, instead of stepping into that target to shoot at it, like, let's just say it was over there, like I just did, if I was gonna step in and shoot at that hog, but then I turned around, guess what? I'm in perfect alignment. There's no room. There's no more room to even go left hardly. When I'm maxed out, right and left. My shoulder blades are completely together. My elbows up. Everything is in line. Everything is in line, and it is just rock solid. Rock solid. So you got to do that. In other words, if you're going to shoot, let's just say this deer target here, you got to act like you're going to shoot that hog target. What do you mean by that? I mean, step in toward that hog like you're going to shoot him, but you're going to shoot this deer target over here. This is the one we're actually going to shoot. So I'm stepping. In other words, if I walk up to a stake and my target is in front of me, well, I'm going to face 30 yards to my right. If you're a left-handed shooter, be the opposite way. I'm going to face basically down the trail. If my target is down this lane at a 3D shoot, I'm going to be facing the way I walked in. I'm going to be facing like I'm shooting over here, so that when my foot is out, my upper body can completely turn and lock in. Completely. A complete turn. I'm going to demonstrate, guys. So here we go. Step up to your target this way instead of into it. Don't step into the target. Pretend you're shooting something way off to the side of it. Then spin your body around. Come into your draw. Like that. It's impossible to move. It is virtually impossible. Your right and left will completely completely. And it doesn't matter how many arrows you shoot, they're all going to do the same thing because your body is locked. Every single time. Over and over and over and over again. All of them, right there. Put your hand around every one of them. Now, we got a target further out there. We got a doe, well, she's closer to 30 yards, but she's 10 yards to the right of that target. So what I want to do is I want to turn like this. And then, rock solid, anchored. Back foot, your heel, all your weight's on the heel, you're settled like you're going to shoot this target over here. But you're going to swing. Perfect. I'll put another one right there beside it. Because when I'm lined up, there's no room to move. There it is, right there with it. It makes it so easy, guys. It's almost been kept a secret, okay? And I don't know why, but it is so critical to shooting tight groups, so critical. In other words, I can pull some shots off not doing it, but when I do turn and shoot like this and I'm really using that back tension, there's very little room for error. And it doesn't matter if you're shooting instinctive or gap or whatever. Boom, there they are. Very critical, guys. And it doesn't matter if you're in a 3D situation. It doesn't matter what the distance is. The distance of the target really makes no difference, because your elevation is going to be determined by your instinctive ability to know where to elevate your bow, or whether you're gap shooting to know where your point on's at and what to do with that part. That's the easy part, guys. But curing those right and left hits that, you know, sometimes you'll just go out there and you'll shoot a target and you'll be like, why did I shoot this far to the left? How did I do that? It's because you were not lined up, guys. You were not perfectly lined up. Your back tension wasn't together and you were not in alignment. So it left you room to move and room to float. In other words, if I'm extended all the way out like this, if I'm extended, I get maximum draw length. My shooting arm is rock solid. I'm far less tended to drop my arm because I'm locked. My upper body is just completely locked. That elbow's up, the shoulder blades have come completely together. I mean, they have come completely together during this process. Completely. I can't even squeeze them any more together if I tried. That's what that kind of shot does for you. Whereas if you don't, and you have plenty of room still left and you're just drawing with your arm, and you're leaned over and you're drawing with your arm, you've really got to be super steady with that shooting arm to hold that bow perfectly in position. It's very difficult, guys. It can be done, but you will not shoot as consistent, okay? So that's just my tip for today that I wanted to share with you, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And I encourage you, get your bow, get out there and just try it. Try swinging as far into that target as you possibly can. I mean, as far as you can get by with, till you almost feel like your back's gonna be twisted. I mean, once you get to that position and your feet are planted firmly and you're turned, your back tension is in and your upper frame is just rock solid. There's no room to move, guys. It's gonna happen. So try that and see if it doesn't help you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining us. Got many more videos to come, and happy Mother's Day today. It is Mother's Day, and we just thank God for all the mothers and what they have put up with and done for us, and just the world wouldn't be the same without good godly mothers. That I promise you guys. So have a great afternoon. We love you guys, and thank you so much for joining us on Instinctive Addiction Archery. Goodbye.